Now, after a 2-year absence due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Cape Town Pride March is back. Let's go live now to my colleague Nasiphi Same, who is attending that march. Nasiphi, good afternoon to you. What have we heard so far from the addresses and from those that have addressed the crowd that is there? We don't have audio there from our colleague Nasiphi Same, but we'll definitely bring you that crossing and speak to Nasiphi as soon as we possibly can. All right, so we've got Nasiphi back. Nasiphi, tell us from what has been said over there in Cape Town around the issue of the Cape Town Pride March. What have we heard from those that have addressed the crowds?
Well, before I get into that, we are seeing a lot of color, lots of sparkles. Cape Town coming alive after a long period due to COVID-19 and many people not being able to celebrate this pride. And one of the speakers was John Steenhuisen, the leader of the Democratic Alliance, including the Swedish ambassador to South Africa. And to talk to us about what was actually said on the podium today, I'm joined here by John Steenhuisen. Thank you so much for your time. But what message do you have today after such a long period of not having this day?
Well, I think it's that we're starting to get back to normal again. We've missed Pride for the last 2 years. It's great to see the community out here again. And again, showing the solidarity with the LGBTQI plus community around the issues that matter, keeping them safe, making sure that they are safe spaces and that we are protecting those communities and making them feel that they're part of this city and this province. I think it's very, very important.
I mean, with the people that we've spoken to, they speak about love, unity, being safe, but we can't ignore what is currently happening in the Ukraine. Talk to us about that and the message that you had just a few minutes ago.
Well, we all know that the Russian dictatorship of Vladimir Putin has got a terrible track record of LGBTQIA plus rights. That still people are jailed, are tortured, are killed for nothing more than choosing to love who they choose to love. And our real thoughts and prayers are with the people of the Ukraine now, and particularly the LGBTQIA plus community there, who must frankly be terrified at seeing this Russian aggression, rolling tanks across their borders, and wondering what the future is for them. Are they now going to be subject to the same discrimination and human rights abuses perpetrated by the Russian regime in the Ukraine now? I think we need to speak up as one voice that oppression and bullying will not be tolerated, no matter whether it's here in South Africa or anywhere else in the world.
And on that still dark note, John, you spoke about, the city of Cape Town having lost 6 members of the LGBTQIA+ community, dying at a very, brutal manner. Talk to us why it was so important to name each and every one of those victims.
Because it's very easy in South Africa, given the high level of crime, to allow people to disappear into statistics. When we talk about crime stats, we're talking about numbers. I think it's important to remember that behind every one of those numbers is a life. Somebody's son or daughter, somebody's brother or sister, somebody's father or mother. And to recognize that these were human beings whose lives were cut down for no other reason other than the choice of who they wanted to love in their life and how they chose to live their life. We cannot truly say we live in a free society if people are not free to be who they are and to be able to live the life they want to lead without oppression or bullying or, in this case, the violence meted out to them by members of the community.
And on a lighter note, last year we did not have Pride, but today everyone is out in their numbers, here to celebrate. Lots of color, lots of love and sparkles. How were you feeling on the podium? Did you feel the love?
Yeah, it was great. Well, I was lucky to march with the team this morning, and lots of glitter, lots of color, lots of wigs and roller skates, and it's been a really festive vibe. Because we must celebrate. We've come a long way in terms of recognizing rights of the LGBTQIA plus community. We wouldn't have thought about gay marriage 10 years ago. Now it is a reality in South Africa. And so we've lots to celebrate, but we've also got a big task ahead of us to make sure that these rights are entrenched and deepened and furthered. So celebration today, but the work to continue the fight for the rights of the community continues again after the festival.
I know it's scorching hot, but before I let you go, do you think enough is being done to include the LGBTQI plus community in in South Africa?
Well, it's how much is enough. I mean, I think we've made steps. I think there's a lot further we can go. There's still a great deal of prejudice that exists in South African communities against the LGBTQI plus community. There's still lots of discrimination in workplaces and lots of stereotypes that exist that need to be broken. So we've come a long way, but we've still got a long way to go in terms of making sure that our communities represent the true diversity that is South Africa. And diversity is more than just the color of someone's skin. It's the language you speak. It's your sexual orientation. It's your religion. And we must celebrate that diversity. It shouldn't be a cause of division or oppression. It should be a source of pride for South Africa that we have such a diverse community.
And on that note of diversity, thank you so much. That was John Steenhuisen there, the leader of the Democratic Alliance, talking to us about his message that he had to the crowd that is here. But you know, just later on, I will be talking to the people that are here wearing those bright colors and wearing those costumes that glitter, you know, that John speaks of in regards to the long-awaited wait for this particular day, taking into account the devastating impact of COVID-19 and the lockdown itself, and not having this pride, or rather the celebration, which is held annually. And because of the lockdown, it did not happen last year, but a number of people out celebrating love, diversity, and being free, and you know, being free to who they are, or rather being accepted rather. And basically, we will be speaking to a number of people about how they're feeling about today and what they would like to be highlighted because of this particular day. And I mean, a number of them saying that this particular day, as much as they appreciate and welcome it, they would love for it to be a bit more frequent and not just an annual event.
My colleague Nasiphi Same, I mean, if the music is anything to go by, Nasiphi, it definitely looks like it will be a lot of fun this afternoon there in Cape Town. Just speaking to John Steenhuisen, the DA leader, around Cape Town Pride March, which has come back in full swing. Thank you so much for your time, Nasiphi.